2, 1.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another broadcast of Littleton High School football on LCT Sports. My name is Ben Storm, and I'm here along with a friend of mine. And we're in Winchester. We're way out there in Winchester. Speaking with your Littleton Tigers and the home team, Murdock Blue Devils. Now, taking a closer look at the stats, Murdock is on a 7-game streak of losses. That's going to date back to last season, of course. Meanwhile, Littleton's also going 4 games, and that also goes back to last season as well. But Lincoln, someone's luck is going to change today, man. Both teams took a loss in their last game. As we know, we were here for the loss last week to Tingsboro. Hard-fought loss. So both teams, they're going to have the motivation to get the win.
Absolutely. 2 weeks ago, Murdock was beaten by Athol 48-16. That's 2 games in a row now that the Blue Devils lost by exactly 32 points. So let's see if the Tigers can continue that streak tonight. They entered tonight 0-2, so a little bit slow start for the Devils. And meanwhile, Littleton, if you were there with us last week, we witnessed kind of a game where the Tigers beat themselves a little bit with the Tingsboro Tigers in a close one, and hopefully they can bounce back. The Tigers are 1-1 after that 20-14 loss.
So, despite the loss last week that Lincoln was talking about, East rushed for over 116.
All right, but the big tonight's game is by Gabby's Pizza, 55 Street in up tonight, 8-5. They have delicious calzones, subs, soups, salads, and more. Just go check out their menu, online ordering, and be sure to tell them that you saw this on LCTV Sports, guys. Me and Ben, we've been stuffing our face all night with that stuff. It's some great pie. You gotta check it out.
It is great proportions, great cheese to sauce proportions, ladies and gentlemen, as the Tigers are getting ready to get into this one.
So, different switch up tonight. We're actually, Ben and I can't get right now. We're on the sideline.
Field level.
Right in the action. We're on the far side.
Lincoln, I just want to make mention of this for all of our viewers. Because of the conditions that we're dealing with today, away, the scoreboard may look wonky, but it's all right. You can see the score and all it's beautiful.
Back to the Murdock
Devils. Blue Devils, yes. Very ominous name, the Blue Devils.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful night out here. I'm in a t-shirt. Ben's in a little bit of a jacket in case he wants to zip
Just a little Banana Republic Old Thing.
You know, once halftime, the temperature drops a little, and but right now I'm pretty comfortable with the t-shirt. But it's nice weather out here. It's a beautiful fall.
It is.
Friday night. I mean, this is textbook.
It is a little nip to the air, but nothing that would cause any difference in the game. Great football weather.
All right, so it looks like the sophomore John Kelly is the center man back, ready to return the kickoff. Franco prepares to boot it.
Yeah, he has a boot, Link. He has a boot. We saw it last week on multiple occasions. This kid is not afraid to kick it.
Nice little squibber to the close side of the field. Murdock. It's a block. It's a...
Wow. Yeah, Link, really good return, especially after they bobbled it. I kind of thought, hey, might get to the 5 maybe, and then he brings it up to 40. Starting field position here for Murdock, and that's not what the Tigers wanted to start the game.
Now, Ben, could this be part of the fact that we did lose power for about 15 minutes?
Yeah.
About a half hour ago.
That was an interesting situation. Yeah, kind of reminded me of that Super Bowl at the Mercedes-Benz Center a while ago. You remember that one, Lincoln?
Run for the Blue Devils, but it's going to be swallowed up by Owen Reedy.
Yeah.
I'm used to that name tonight because he's actually
No. And he's coming off a performance where he thought, hey, maybe don't come in and have an unnecessary toughness.
It was a mental toughness.
But you know what, this kid is always hustling to the ball, so you can't really knock him for it because the good is going to come with the bad. Absolutely. And it's mostly good with this guy. Yeah. Thought there might have been a miscommunication in the backfield, but I'm not quite sure. It could have been a design. I don't know if you saw that too, Lincoln, a little extra twist around.
Yeah, a little bit of extra motion, not necessarily needed, and that'll bring up third and about 12. So what looked like a good return, a good jump. Run it again. Oh. Bootleg pass, and it's incomplete. Liam Murphy, the freshman, and throw.
Yeah, it's
not sure who the quarterback is.
Murdock, they run the play action. I mean, 3rd and 12, you kind of had to feel like they were passing it there. He rolls out right, tries to find his man over the field. It looked like he was up there by Littleton. I believe it was Haggerty over there on the coverage.
Yeah, Haggerty, Alejandro getting in there, and Milner. And I mean, the Tigers D-line did a phenomenal job at stomping this run, and they're going to bring out the punting unit and boot this one away. Looks like Murdock has one too many.
And they're going to get flagged for it.
And let's see what the call is.
So it's on Murdock, whatever it is, and I think it was maybe too many men on the field.
Yeah.
12 men on the field there.
That, or maybe it was a delay of game. Maybe they didn't get it off quick enough.
Hey, tell you what, though. If you're the special teams unit, you're focused on one thing. And when you don't get that job done, Lincoln, that nothing makes a coach more mad than that.
Absolutely.
But nonetheless, they're back to 5 yards. Good little break there for Littleton.
Nice little punt. Reedy gets in on it, and it's going to be booted, not particularly well.
No, he looks like he maybe kicked the laces or something. It kind of on the left for maybe a kick of 15 or something like that. Maybe not even. It wasn't very good. So the Tigers have first down, Lincoln, and what we saw a lot of last week is a lot of running with Zachary Milner. I mentioned it before the game. I mean, this guy had 116 yards on the ground and a touchdown, and he also had 48 yards receiving, and that is just a monster game. He's definitely their best player, at least one of them, and they're probably going to ride with him again today. I do expect them to be a little bit more aggressive passing the ball.
Yeah, I'd like to see him establish the run, get out a little bit of a lead. Heading in at the helm, landing under center.
Good snap there.
Handoff up to Milner to Milner. Goes to the left, cuts back up the middle, and finally brought down by Chris Watkinson.
Yeah, it looks
sophomore.
Like a gain of 7. Good vision there by Milner to find some running space.
Yeah, did a good job. Play drawn out to the left, but he cuts it back up the middle and gets through for a gain of about 7, and that'll bring up second and 3.
In front of the concession stand, it's a blue awning.
I mean, this Milner
that blue awning
dog.
is some Twinkie cakes.
You just can't bring this kid
Ladies
down.
and gentlemen, they're delicious.
No, it takes more. It takes a gang tackle to bring this brother down.
All right, Milner in. Teddy at the helm. Drop back pass. He's got Brooks Brooks on a go route. Oh, had him.
Yeah, he did have him.
Rookie was gonzo.
Brooks showing a little frustration after the play, too. Looked like he had his defender by at least 2 steps. Teddy really did set his feet, reach back, and fired. Unfortunately, just a little too much mustard. Was a good spiral, though, if that means anything.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like a beautiful ball, but just, 10 feet too far. And Brooks is
yeah.
He'll let the quarterback know pretty quick he was wide open.
Yeah, Lincoln, I mean, like I was saying a little bit before, I do expect the Tigers to be a little bit more aggressive passing the ball today. Murdock is definitely a team that gives up the chunk plays. And right there, Teddy was not afraid to uncork it.
All right, so I'd imagine they'd go to a run here. And they do. Milner off to up the gut again. And he's going to get the first down. And maybe 1 or 2 extra. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. From about the 44-yard line.
Pretty good hospitality today, Lincoln, Sometimes we step up to the gate. There's a little fuss letting us in, without a ticket, without some cash. But lady let us right on by. And
nice lady. And big shout out to Mark Corey for always having the gate ready to roll for us. So we can just go right in.
He said they might have the hats on, and we did.
All right, little motion again. Quarterback keeper for Teddy. Push through and eventually out of bounds.
Ball carrier number 1.
They're going to get about
Up the
6
left-hand side. For
Yeah. Not a bad play right there by Teddy. Running outside, little off tackle. May have got a block out front by Evan Reedy.
And on the
Owen
tackle
Reedy.
was Caleb McKinney, the senior.
Bringing up a 2nd and 4 for Littleton.
Landon leads the troops out.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
All right, let's see if they drop back and sling it.
Second down is short.
Right, in a tight formation. It's going to be a flip pass to Milner. Cuts back towards the left side, but eventually brought down after a gain of maybe 2.
Yeah, Teddy looks like, Milner that is, looks like his jersey's starting to rip a little bit. Ladies and gents, we're not even 10 minutes in this one.
I'd love to go to maybe a jet sweep here with Brookie, get him back involved.
If you see a golf cart in front of you.
Or just a quarterback keeper up the gut.
Yeah, I think with 3rd and short here, they're probably just going to be running this one right up the gut with Millie.
And they'll
and he's got rum. There he goes. Still. Everybody up. Milner gets up in the gap, and that's all she wrote. He'd take it to the 2nd level with his speed of his.
Absolutely. And now it is 1st and goal from about the 8.5-yard line. Big shout out to the folks on the chains tonight. It took a little bit of coaxing from the guys up in the booth, but fortunately a couple volunteers stepped forward. We were almost on double duty for a minute there. Teddy up the middle to Milner again. Nice chug along. Oh,
very close to the goal line.
Extends it. And
wow.
Give it to him.
Wow, Lincoln.
I thought he might have been down, but
yeah. Hey, listen, that's it. We don't have instant replay, and neither do they. And I think what would happen there is if they did look at that super slow-mo, they would have found that he was down just before the ball crossed the plane.
Absolutely. And some Murdock parents are letting them hear about it.
Yeah, and it's not pretty. Guys, come on. Come on, save it for a rainy day now. It's only 6-0.
Only 6. So it looks like they're going to go for 2 here. Yeah, Milner's jersey is pretty severely ripped.
Yeah, you have to think. I mean, is he going to fly with that all game? I don't know if you could put on a younger kid's jersey or something like that. Teddy rolling right. Gonna try to run this one himself, and he does.
Beautiful play by Teddy Hunt, not forcing it down the field. And does the job himself.
Yeah, exactly, Link. You nailed it right on the head there. Didn't force it into anything. Said, hey, I can take this by myself, and that's exactly what he did.
The score is 8-0 because it went for 2, right?
Yep. And the scoreboard is just adjusted.
And so it looks like they're gonna give the adjustment on the jersey.
Yeah.
Coach Ferrante in on it, Coach Rocker in on it. See if they can get him switched out in time to get back on for defense.
I'm looking for some poor youngin' without a jersey. It might be one of these guys in sweatshirts, though. I think that's exactly what it is. But anyway, Link, I want to get back to that play, that run by Milner. That was the way he stretched out to break the plane there. It looked like, if anything, that just the very tip of the ball crossed the goal line. So great awareness by him to know where that goal line is and to stick his arm out and get it.
All right, so the Tigers prepare to kick off. And Milner's going to sub in with number 19. So for those of you at home watching this, if your son is number 19, you can probably click it off for the night. Chances are he won't get to go, but he took a big one for the team, so that's pretty excitable. And a little squibberoo. And it looks like
It's a goodie.
It's muffed. The Tigers have a shot at it.
It looks like Littleton has it, Lincoln.
Kick recovered by Littleton.
Wow, Link, that was just a worm burner by Bronco. Kicks the very top of the ball. And it was kind of like a very long onside kick.
Absolutely.
And that Murdock receiver just was not ready for it. Bounces right off his body.
And if you're Murdock, you got to break down. You got to slow yourself. He was trying to catch that thing on the ground.
Right.
You got to belly up, man.
Yeah.
You got to just recover that ball with all your focus.
He was running before he caught it. That's one of those situations you got to catch and run with it.
A little undisciplined. Avery Gomez, the senior, the safety for the Blue Devils.
Maybe had wide eyes on that one. Lincoln was thinking it was a house call, and all of a sudden...
Yeah, maybe had a little gap, or maybe saw some daylight ahead.
And all of a sudden, it's just about the opposite.
All right, Tigers in a 2-by-2 with one back. House call. Oh, Brooks had a shot at it, but broken up. Nice play defensively by Murdock.
That was a great throw there by Teddy and a great defensive play by Vinny Vecchiarello. Vecchiarello.
The senior. Great play. Great heads-up play. Gomez was over there shortly thereafter, the senior safety.
Yeah, good play there by Vinny.
So this is when, if I'm the Tigers, I come right back to that play to the big side of the field, but I'm looking small side. I'm holding Gomez over, holding him 1, holding him 2,
and
flip the hips, and then I'm firing to the far side of the field where I got Haggerty up the sideline. Tiger man in motion. Quarterback keeper. Makes one miss, makes another miss, makes a third miss, makes a fourth miss, and he trucks through the 5th one.
And I'll tell you what, from this angle right here, number 4 of Murdock basically just gave up.
That was a business decision, you know.
Nathan
Tateeth, he's the freshman. He's got a lot more to play in his day. No sense putting that to harm right here.
He saw Big Teddy with a full head of steam, and he knew, probably just let him get in this time. But that's going to bring up 14 zip, and I would assume the Tigers are going to go for 2 again here.
Let's not forget Dan Clary, the senior defensive end, had a pretty good shot at Teddy for a loss of 5 or 6, but Teddy just kind of shook him out of his boots and bit the turf.
Yep.
And fortunately for them, we don't have instant replay. Otherwise, we would be saying the other guys that missed tackles.
Yeah, the problem is the film don't lie, Lincoln, and they're going to be in the film room, and somebody's not going to be too happy about that one.
Drop back pass for Teddy. Oh, intercepted, but you cannot return it. Big interception there by Winchenton, or should I say the Murdock Blue Devils.
I think it was Matt Wester.
Joel Borowski, number 52 is who I had him pegged.
Well, here that scoring drive, you got Littleton at 14.
We'll see that on film, won't we, then? We'll hash that out later.
Yep. Yeah, Teddy there on that 2-point. I didn't, I know it was a pick, but I really like the way he looked throwing the ball. He just kind of flicked it out there.
Yeah.
Might not have been the right decision, but it looked like it had some zip on it.
Forgot to find the linebackers, but outside of that, pretty good play.
Yeah. I mean, that might be a big problem, but hey, it's better on the 2-point than a returnable.
Caleb McKinney, John Kelly, back to receive the kick. Nathan Tesh. Branco to kick it away. That name's been a little squirrely for us, Ben, but we've honed in on it now. And Branco to kick it away again. Oh, nice play by Murdock.
Yeah, he just scooped that off the
Isaac Gay, Jr. with a beautiful scoop and move right along.
Looked like that ball was kicked at about 100 miles an hour, and I thought, hey, this might bounce off somebody, and Littleton may catch another break. That kid plucks it right off. Position. Yeah, they got the music going, like, and they're trying to get people fired up.
Yeah, they got bodies over there. They got some big boys. So what's the problem? The coaching thing? What's going on with this program? I'm not too sure.
I think you got to. Right. I won't break.
Can you run the numbers for me? How many?
It looks like.
Number 19 today. Swallowed him up.
Yeah, great job by Millie keeping that contain on the outside. Again, I mean, if Murdock wants to do anything besides, get a great return, then they got to break out of this offense a little bit.
Let's not forget, on third down last drive, they did roll out to their right, and did hit a man, but he was bobbled up and then struck by the Tigers. So they do have some capability of passing it. And they're going to go with shotgun. Drop back pass, gets hit by Teddy, but gets the ball out.
Yeah, it looks like Liam Murphy's the man at the helm. He's actually a freshman, ladies and gents. And it looked like there just couldn't find anybody open, had to get rid of it. I mean,
yeah, Teddy was right on his tail, coming off unblocked on his blind side, and made him pay the piper. Now 4th and 10. You don't really, after their punt last time, you don't see a real reason to punt it.
Yeah.
Territory.
Lincoln, we just want to remind the viewers here real quick that unfortunately there's a glass window in between the camera and the scoreboard, so that's why it looks just a little bit off.
Screen pass looks like, but mishandled by Murdock. Ben Dickman, the senior, right through his mitts, and that'll bring up the Tigers offense. Blitz drawn up beautifully by Carlo Ferrante, the defensive mastermind of Littleton football.
Yeah, Link, I mean, we talked about him a lot in the last game. One of the key things I mentioned about him is, you call him a mastermind. Yeah, he definitely has the brains, Link, but he certainly knows how to get guys raveled up into this game emotionally, and that plays a big factor.
And let's give credit to Coach Leonard, too. I mean, he did a great job bouncing this team back. After you have a tough loss, it's easy to get demoralized as a team. Oh, bad snap. Teddy.
Teddy just lowered his shoulder. It looks like he hit Dan Clary and just brought him down to the turf on that one.
So what showed a little bit last week in Tingsboro was
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you'd like to win it.
here in Mark.
Interesting. If snaps were going to be missed, they were going to be missed by a low squirter down on the ground.
Just chinched through.
But Teddy, great job, able to pick it up, get 4, run a man over. Way to save it.
And Teddy, much better snap that time. To Milner, who at the sideline, right along, keeps moving. It looks like Brooke is shaking up on the play.
Yeah. Either one of the two, maybe them both.
Excuse me, you're right. It was Branco.
If I had to guess, I would say this one's coming back, and it is. It's going to be holding on Littleton. That'll bring them back. Not only will it bring back that whole yardage, but it'll set them back 10.
That's just a demoralizing penalty for an offense. 1 minute you're on the yard line, the next you're 30, and you're on 30 of that.
But they don't bring it back 10. Link it. Is
the spot foul 10 from the spot?
They're moving the chains up.
On the 30.
They're moving the chains up, and it looks like it's still second down. And now they move the chains back to first down. So it's going to be first and 10.
Foul.
I guess so. No, I thought we were looking at 2nd and 15. Instead, it's 1st and 10.
All right, up the gut again to Milner. He'll pick up another first down.
Run. How do you run any other play than right to him? You just give the ball in that man's hands, all right? You can say, hey, run this one up the gut, and he'll break it loose at any moment.
We give credit to this O-line. They're doing a great job. Landon Palmer, Alejandro. Others in there.
They are. They're clearing the way for Milner to escape through. Same with Teddy Hunt as well.
And quarterback keeper again for Teddy. Catches a sideline. He's got space, and he's going to be in for another. That's Teddy's 2nd touchdown today and a 2-point conversion. And now they will attempt the 2-point after. Although, I guess it's on the 3-yard line, apparently.
As you were, if your ball lands in the basket and your number is picked, you have a chance to win half the ball. $2 into more money, folks.
And out. You'd think they'd just run it. And he's going to bring it in with ease for an extra 2.
Listen, right now, Littleton's just running whatever they want. It's working.
Absolutely. As the score reads 22-0. We're not even out of the first quarter here yet, Ben. We might be home by halftime.
Yeah, well, Lincoln, it's looking like it might turn out to be a barn burner here, but you never know. You never know
with these Murdock Blue Devils. You know? What these kids are capable of.
They could pull a return off, like we almost.
You get a return, you get a turnover. Next thing you know. All I know is I could definitely go for another slice of Gabby's Pizza at a 255 Central Street in Winchendon. I mean, they have just delicious pizza, calzones, subs, you name it. It is delicious over at that place. All I'm thinking right now is, man, where can I get another slice of that?
Yeah, Link, it was good. You know, sometimes you bite into a slice and just the sauce, it's just not right. But that sauce had a little sweetness to it.
Yeah, but not too sweet.
Not too sweet. And the cheese, it had a little crispiness to it.
But not too crispy.
Not too crispy. Ladies
And-
and gents. Lick it if you don't mind.
You take it, Benny. You take it.
False alarm. False alarm.
You guys hold on to that till the next break, and then we're going to come back with something big, something huge.
Another bobble there.
But another bobble
Number 4, Murdock.
by Murdock. But he cuts up. He's got a lane. Oh!
Wow, that was almost the return we're talking
And
about.
he was about 2 men beating him away from getting a house call, Ben.
That was Nathan Tete on the return there. He had a little trouble picking up the ball, but once he got it, those legs were churning. He looked like Roadrunner out there.
Isn't that the sound he makes?
I think so, yeah. A little before my time, but so I hear.
All right, let's see what Carlo Ferrante can draw up defensively for the Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, you know what you're getting with Murdock. They're running this tight set.
A little bit spread out this time. Quick hitter up the middle.
Yeah, they go
And-
with the pistol there, Lincoln.
Murdock with a run play up the
Ben, can you explain the pistol versus the tight formation for me and its principles?
Basically, just the difference is wide receiver on the edge or not.
Okay, that's the difference. So the pistol has the wide receiver out on the edge?
Yes.
Okay.
gain of 2 yards by number 29.
I know. In flag football, we run a lot out of the pistol, out of the
yeah.
shotgun. We go double wing.
go to
We do
the
it all.
spread.
Absolutely. And now they're packed tight again, and they're going to catch a sideline. And finally brought down by Barranco, number 3, the kicker. Not a bad tackle for a kicker, Ben.
No, not a bad tackle at all. And that's Ben Digman on the carry there. Looks like he gets just a couple, maybe 2, maybe 3. They're up to about the 35 here. As me and Lincoln strut on over to the line of scrimmage. That will bring up 3rd down, and it's looking to be about 3rd and a long 3, about 3.5.
Motion man, flip pass, runs it outside. Good pursuit by the Tigers.
Looks like that was Milner wearing number 19. A little harder to recognize him, Link, but as we mentioned before, his jersey did get ripped in one of the first plays of this game. So we had to go to that number 19 jersey. So looks like Murdock coming in with some substitutions. They take Zach Carey out of this one, bring in another lineman. They're also going to take out Isaac Gay and bring in number 57, Matt Wester.
You got to think maybe they're going to go to the spread. No, they're punting the ball. Ooh, Ben, I don't know about this. I don't know about the punt here.
It's just too early, I feel like. That's probably what they're thinking.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
High snap, but he gets it off. But see, Ben, this is why I don't punt the ball in high school football.
because you'd rather take a chance than have a 10-yard kick.
You know, I just think, what am I more likely to get? 4 yards? Or a bag of chips? Because right now they just got a bag of chips.
Well, Link, I'll tell you what. I mean, I 100% see where you're coming from, but if you're Murdock, you have to think, all right, it's 22-zip, but it's only the first quarter. And if we leave our offense out there, we're basically saying, hey, we do not trust our defense whatsoever.
Yeah, but there's 22 points in the first quarter, Ben. Can you trust your defense?
I mean,
these guys are like a hole in the wall. They're getting chunk yardage left and
I'm
right.
just thinking from the coach's perspective, all right? I mean, they were the ones. They were mixing it up all week for this game.
But the punt netted 10 yards.
It did. I watched it. It was bad.
And that was generous.
Probably a run with Milner if I had to guess. Another low snap, but
It looks like Murdock only had 10 guys, if I'm counting these right, Ben.
yeah, a little pre-snap foul on them, and that's just something that cannot happen, especially after a 10-yard punt, and Littleton's already knocking on your side of the field.
And then you have to burn a timeout in the first quarter.
Yeah, with 37 seconds to go nonetheless.
You have a good possibility of winning half the prize.
Lincoln, we just want to make another quick mention of Gabby's Pizza. It was delicious, ladies and gents. We want to encourage you to scan the QR code on your screen, and they'll take you right to the site. They serve everything, subs, salads, pizza, you name it, and it's good.
And don't forget to tell your buddies over at LCTV sent you. Don't be afraid to throw around Mark Corey's name in that place. They might get you a free drink. I don't know, but nothing's promised, but it's a great spot, great, and even better people, Ben. I mean, the people there, they're just unbelievable.
Right.
Make sure to scan that QR code, guys. DoorDash, you name it, you get it, it's good pie.
And Edward Jones.
So back to the game out of the timeout. And stick around, folks. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a halftime interview with Ferrante. Who knows? Hard to say how that's going to go.
Yeah. Definitely 22 zip. He's still locked in this one, Lincoln. That facial expression does not change.
He's running his hand through his hair. He doesn't look happy to be up 22-0.
No, he's a perfectionist at heart. All right, so Lincoln, what do you think? The Tigers are going to run here right out of the gate? You think they're just going to go right back to the well with Miller?
Yeah, it's 32 seconds to go. I think he handed up the gut.
Yeah, take it all off the clock. Get into the second quarter.
All right, you got a motion man, low snap, quarterback keeper.
He's got
that's a house call. That's a house call all the way.
See ya.
Teddy Hunt, third touchdown of the day, plus the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
With 23 seconds to go in the
Tate trying to chase him down. And I mentioned before, he's a fast kid. He was the road runner I was talking about, but Teddy is just no match for him. Just puts the burners on and that's it. And at some point, you got to think about getting somebody else some QB reps.
Yeah, I think at this point, the Tigers should solely focus on their pass game. You're up 30-0. You're not going to be able to run the ball down everybody's throat, so we got to see what we have in Teddy at quarterback. I want to see him dropping back, making reads, and making the right play, and executing throw and catch. It sounds simple, but it's hard to do at the high school level.
Absolutely.
But alternatively, Ben, it does stop the clock.
It does.
That makes the game longer for Murdock, and you don't want to be beating up on them too bad.
Yeah, I'd take the 6 points for the clock stop, though. That's a trade I'd make.
And they're going to go for 2. So you got to wonder, maybe is Branco nursing maybe a hip rotator?
Yeah, he's also been squibbing it, Lincoln, on the kickoffs.
Yeah.
So you have to think, maybe does he not have the full boot with him today?
And let's not forget, in the first one he kicked, he did kick deep. So maybe he kind of pulled something, tweaked it, and they just said, hey,
sometimes you get fired up off the gates, put a little extra power under it.
With Murdock. We might have to get a sideline report on an injury update for that.
I think that's Alejandro wobbling a little over, holding something.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if you're the Tigers, it is get me out of here healthy. Like, I don't even want Milner within 3 yards of the sideline at this point. Sit him on the bench and say, Milner, sit and stay. And just stay. Don't move a muscle. Because I don't want nothing happening to your bell cow, your Reedies, your Teddies.
Nope.
Your Landons.
You don't want to have anything happen to anybody.
Your Brookies.
Thank you, Christoph.
If it's me, But also, this program's not as big as it once was, alternatively. You don't have 40, 50 guys anymore like we did when we played then.
Yeah, it was starting to thin out by the time we were juniors and seniors.
I believe our roster size was just over 50 when we were juniors, and now the program's barely cracking 25 kids.
Yeah, it definitely does make a difference, and that's also the reason they moved down a couple divisions in the meantime.
I'm sorry, there's not even 20 kids suited up on this sideline. I was wrong.
No, I was, it's about... It's probably 21. Closer to 25, the whole team.
It's like counting chickens right now.
maybe about 35 players, I'd guess, somewhere in that region. But Lincoln, I mean, this is going to be this game's going to get to the point where, and you know, I don't want to count my chickens too early here, but this might end up being a good game for some guys who don't normally get in to have some opportunities to make a play.
Absolutely, and you can see what you have in some of these guys.
Yep.
And maybe see if maybe these guys can give you rotational minutes and things of that nature. But anyways, Murdock up the gut again. I mean, they're just getting no push.
They are, and they're just content with taking this to the end of the quarter, I believe.
They're going to rethink this.
I'd assume, ladies and gents, as this quarter comes to an end, and the Tigers get the water ready, as we can hear them yelling, that...
That was the end of the first quarter coming down, folks.
Okay, Lincoln, why don't you take this one over here?
You know what, Ben? Let's take a quick peek at LHS Sports, all right? For the fall of 2024. Boys cross country are off to a slow start, quite literally, as they are 0-4. All right, girls cross country doing slightly better at 2-2, just cracking 500. Boys soccer at 4-4 with one tie. Varsity golf. I did play for a year during the COVID year. I was a part of a winning program there. They're at 5-3.
Not bad at all.
LHS girls field hockey 1-5. I hear the program to watch is the middle school girls field hockey team. I hear they got a really good squad down there.
Really? Okay. So
But
they'll be coming up to the high school
the star of the show, hand in hand with Littleton football these days, is girls soccer.
They've been so consistently good for such a long time now.
Their varsity team is 6-2. Their JV team under head coach Sam Palmer is undefeated. So there's a pretty good soccer program brewing here under new management and Miss Goff, a lady we know very fond of. And we hope to see them in the playoffs again this year. We had the benefit of calling them last year in the playoffs as well.
Yeah, Link, absolutely. Absolutely, as looks like the Blue Devils and the Tigers are just about ready to get this game resumed.
Well, Ben, a fourth of the way done and 3 quarters to go.
One more quarter, Link, and we're heading up there and getting another slice of Gabby's old pie.
Oh, I know, I can't wait. And they're going to hand it up the middle again. Chug, 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 chug.
Looks like they'll go with the QB keeper there with the freshman, Liam Murphy. Maybe 2 on that carry, but pretty well covered up for the Tigers. We're going to bring up 3rd down here.
You spend $1. $1. You got a chance.
8. And Murdock gets the call. Watch the ball.
Still coming out in this heavy set, this double wing. Oh, wow.
And that's going to do it.
See, Link, you know, part of the reason why you can't just keep running this formation over and over again is because everything is just so compact, and that's what's going to happen there. Sometimes you're going to get your feet caught up when you're running a bootleg action play like that, and that's just what happened there. The quarterback slipped down, fell.
So the thing with this formation, when you run this, particularly at the high school level, you're either dominating teams or you're being dominated.
Yeah.
And when Tingsboro ran it last week, they were dominating Littleton's line, and maybe they saw that on film and they said, oh, we'll come in and do it. However, they've come in and do it, and Littleton has dominated them. And when you have an offense like this and you're just getting blown off the ball, there's nothing you can do. You're getting your teeth kicked in every single play. And it looks like Murdock's going to punt it away. Clean snap and another shank-a-roo.
Yeah, and a little bit of frustration there from Ben Digman, the punter. Puts his head in his hands rather, and again not able to find an answer on the kicking game.
Ben, maybe the ball's a little deflated. Does that play into it? These temperatures are dropping. The grass is getting a little wet.
I mean, Lincoln, we're no stranger to this. We know in New England. I mean, when it gets cold, the PSI, the ball drops.
Absolutely.
And you know, sometimes it gets certain people in trouble.
And you can lose 4 games in a hurry. Field out here in Murdock. Kind of a cute little setting, set out back
Yeah, kind of
in the woods.
in the
kind of
back
old
corner,
school.
surrounded by trees. Lincoln, you talked a lot about the wing tee and how, it's either really good or really bad. I mean, we experienced that against BMR. They basically just ran it down our throats, and I definitely wanted to cry after that game.
Teddy Hunt just runs over
Tackled there
Vinny
by,
Petronelli, but he does bring him down, but he got a mouthful that time.
Yeah, and about enough to move the chains and 5 more. Lincoln taking a look at this chain, guys. I mean, mentioned it before.
Whoopsies.
A little new to this, a little new. They volunteered last minute, up to them, so the chains are just a little slow today, catching up.
I will say there's a pretty good, decent little crowd of Murdock fans that come out for the night. Which
Yeah,
on it. They're having a little event going on, throw a ball, win a prize, all that stuff. And handoff to Milner up the middle. Cuts back.
still on his feet. Cuts back again. Wow. Lincoln, he is like a human joystick out there. I feel like someone's controlling him with a remote control.
Go, Tigers up 30 to nothing.
They're just running this clock out, and Milner's doing his best Tyreek Hill impression, and it's working for him.
Ben, let's not forget the Tigers did end on a winning streak last year of about 4 games. And they did win their first one this year. So, they've won 5 of their last 6 or so games. So,
It's a good trend.
Around here.
A little confusion there.
Up the gut.
You know everything's working when you get a miscommunication between the quarterback and the running back, and you still run it in. He's basically untouched for the score.
It was a miscommunication. Thought it was supposed to go to Brookies, but he didn't take it. And then Teddy had it, and he said, "Get this thing out of my hands," and gave it to Milner, who punched it for 6.
Yeah. Well, that's going to bring the score to 36 to nothing, pending this 2-point conversion.
It looks like Alejandro's going to take a visit over to the trash can again.
Yeah, that's a friend of his. It has been lately.
They're going to have to start watching this guy at lunchtime in the high school, getting him some water early. Maybe he had a few too much of Gabby's.
I can't say I blame him. I feel like I could whiff 5 of those slices right now.
And it just chugs along.
And it just does not matter. Anything goes tonight, ladies and gents. Anything goes. Well, with 8 to 12 remaining, one thing I did notice driving in here, I know we both did, it's a little carnival, a little fair going on.
Yeah.
Down the road. It seemed like it might be a good time over there.
Yeah. Maybe get some pie over at Gabby's, then head down to the carnival, hit the Ferris wheel, go around a couple times.
Yeah, you can see the top of Winston from up there.
Maybe catch a peek at Monadnock, who knows, if you're lucky. Tiger 38 zip a with 8 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah.
You almost want to start to warm up the buses a little here, because this game is just about
done.
Over.
Well, Lincoln, no matter what score this gets to, me and you are sticking this one out, ladies and gents, and I hope you are too.
Yeah. Stick around. It only gets more entertaining as the game gets more and more out of hand.
We mentioned this before. Some guys are going to get some opportunities tonight, Lincoln. And if you're one of those guys, you better be licking your chops right now, because it is your time to shine.
Yeah, if I'm one of those third-string guys. Oh, nice kick. Oh, just absolutely obliterated. The Tigers special teams unit.
Doesn't have any room to breathe.
And it looked like it was Nathan Teta who got his chops.
Yeah, number 13 now,
Chops.
the Tigers on the stop. Unfortunately, me and Lincoln could not locate a Littleton Tigers roster.
We'd like to apologize for that. That's completely on Ben and I. We have about 6 in our car, but normally they hand them out at the booth, but they must have ran out.
Yeah, they only had enough printouts for the home team. That's all right, though. I know Big Casey Keenan when I see him. I know Landon when I see him.
I want to see big old 72 in.
Yeah, me too.
I want to see big old 5'1". Just because I like the number. I don't know the guy. But he looks like a dog. He looks ready to roll.
Yeah, hey, they might as well all be ready to roll at this point.
Sometimes you see a guy in a number and you just know that kid's a dog. Whether it be big old 5'5", and Murdock up the gut again. Oh, breaks out a little bit. Keep chugging along. Rip that ball. Rip that ball. Rip that ball.
He's still chugging.
Rip that ball.
Called him down.
Wow.
And that's a pretty dang good run there by.
Positive yard line.
I'm not 100% sure.
29. Ben Digman, the
Yeah,
senior.
he seems like he's been their bell cow back, Lincoln, and just about took the whole Tigers team to bring him down. But good on him to show some fight down 38-0 here in the first half.
Absolutely. It's easy just to start mailing it in. No.
Absolutely, Lincoln. But, he is a senior, and he's playing with all of his heart tonight, and you can tell. Ladies
Hey
and
guys,
gents,
what's going on?
Might
Take
be
a
able to
peek at
see
the
us.
high side of your screen. You can catch me and Ben waving at you.
right behind the
Oh,
Littleton
but as
bench.
we're doing that, the Tigers are going to get a sack.
Yeah, Liam Murphy taken down there. Looks like it was a combo of, was it Fitzgerald or Fitz something?
Evan Fitzgerald, I believe,
Fitzgerald.
Ben.
Ball back to the Murdock.
Fitzgerald and also Millie on that tackle
Looks
as well.
like, I will say the defensive linemen for the Tigers are down on the knee. Maybe Chick's taking a bit of extra time,
Yeah,
getting a little bit of rest.
yeah.
They're a little
might as
tired
well,
from
Link.
blowing them off the ball all night.
But Murdock, as bad as they're getting beat right now, they're not really in too much of a rush.
And drop back pass. Oh, intercepted.
Looks like that's Haggerty running. Cuts it back right. Trying to find a lane left side. Great blocking there by the Tigers.
Oh, but a flag. Oh, but a flag.
Late laundry, ladies and gentlemen. Hold
That was
your
so
horses.
late, Ben.
Hold your horses.
He was 5 yards into the end zone and the guy threw the flag. Milner, what a beautiful job. Just bulldozed everybody around.
He
setting
was
the
clearing a
path.
path for his man Haggerty. I got to see what this penalty is, though, Link.
It looks like they're calling for the ball, so the interception will stand. I don't know about you, Ben, but I could really go for a Pepsi Zero right now.
Yeah, I mean, or even a Diet Pepsi will do.
Absolutely.
Little caffeine doesn't hurt with a 38-0 deficit.
Wakes you up a little.
This clock's ticking, though. Actually, no, it's not. It stopped. 6:21 to go. Fitzgerald's going to come off, take a little bit of a breather here. Landon struts out to the ball. His other Tigers O-line follow him, Alejandro and Reedy on the left side. Keenan on the right.
First and 10 on the 14-yard line. Murdock.
And Tigers up the middle.
With Milner has rum.
And he's going to cut back up. Spin around. Ramma
Looks
jamma.
like finding his way in easily.
So that will be a touchdown. I don't believe that's a 2-point conversion, right?
Nope, that is a touchdown, I think, because
They called back
called
the
it back.
touchdown. Must have been a spot foul. It was on about the 5 or line maybe. Okay, I guess it was on the 15.
it was probably a hold on the return, if I had to guess. We didn't get a clear signal, though, I thought, unless I missed it.
Could have been a block in the back.
Could have been as well. I mean, this Murdock team, you know, they've been beaten up lately. They were, like we mentioned before this game, ladies and gents, if you're just joining us, 2 weeks ago, Murdock was beaten by Athol 48-16. And that's the second game in a row that they've lost by exactly 32 points. How about that one? Yeah, Link, it's been a little rough for these Blue Devils. And it's not looking like it's getting any smoother tonight as
not for a 2-point conversion, and that will make it 46 zipperoo. So if you bet the spread on this game, folks, you're feeling pretty good right now.
Looks like you're going to bed at halftime.
$2 buys you a chance.
The line was set at 32.5.
Basket at halftime.
And I think that they kind of have the mercy rule going on right now because they just scored the 2-point and the clock is still running.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, at this point, it's a thing for both teams. Just keep it rolling, keep it going. No need to drag it out.
I mean, at this point, Lincoln and I just want to get into another slice of Gabby's pizza.
That's all I'm thinking about right now, is just getting another slice.
Yeah, yeah. So the Tigers take the field here to kick this one off. And I think there is an injury here to Branco of some sorts because they got number 7 out here kicking the ball. Looks like the backup kicker. And that is certainly not good because Branco, we were talking about this before the game, he's got a leg.
Branco's just got an absolute leg on him. Branco, Ben, not Bronco. It ain't a car.
Oh. Nice little hit there on the edge. 13's having a good game, special teams wise.
I'd love to give him a shout out, but I don't know his name. We'll call him, Ben, you know what? I just thought of this on my own. We'll call him Lucky 13.
Yeah, and shout out number 27 of the Tigers running out to get the kicking tee. Good job on him.
Ben, I know you know this song.
Don't we all?
They've been flirting around with it.
Oh,
they
go with the AC/DC instead, and I can't say I disagree, ladies and gentlemen. A little back in black.
I hope your guys can see our concert from up there. Alrighty, and now the Murdock Blue Devils are getting back to it under. Handoff up the middle and just swallowed up.
Looks
I mean,
like
the thing is there's just no hooks. There's no hooks from the offensive line.
No, and on the opposite side of the ball, there's been very good penetration there from Littleton. Keeping these Murdock Blue Devils honest, and they're going to continue to run the ball here. This is their identity. They don't care that they're down 46. I guess you might as well just run your regular offense at this point.
No sense seeing what the freshman's got in his arm. Let's just run this one out.
Yeah, this
chew into him at halftime.
Under 3 before the sucker snapped. Do more of a little bit of a pitch that time to
Alejandro in on the stop.
Khalid McKenney there on the carry. Alejandro on the stop as Lincoln just told you.
You got to start to think at some point if the refs don't keep an eye on this game's going to get a little chippy because people get frustrated. Right. And
absolutely. Big lead like this, you know, your emotions sometimes get the best of you. You know, Lincoln, I know one time I beat you in Madden so bad you couldn't even look me in the eye.
All I was interested in is getting this kid out of my house.
It's time to go.
You're no longer welcome.
Oh,
quarterback keeper. It's got a house call all the way. Brookies. It's just short at the 5-yard line.
Lincoln following the play on his feet. Looks like he's tackled maybe around the 3-yard line. I believe that was number 5, John Kelly on the carry. He found a hole and he ran with it, ladies and gents. And Murdock has a little life here. I'm not saying, you know, they're going to win this game, but they have a little life.
Yeah, beautiful misdirection play. Brings it down to the 5-yard line. Ben, I'm a little out of breath. 40 yards. I don't do much more than that in one go.
Minute 32 remaining. Don't forget to get your $2 tennis balls.
And now, They're in territory, but swallowed
Tete.
up.
Blown up. That's number 13 again. Oh, Teddy on the ground, slow to get up. I think he'll be all right, though. He was also
But
in on the
more
hit there.
importantly, the quarterback for the Blue Devils.
We got a Blue Devil down as we speak.
He did get smacked from behind. Excuse me. I don't believe that is the quarterback. But he got smoked from behind. The Tigers thought he might have had the ball and took a shot at him. And
I'm thinking maybe this guy got the wind knocked out of him.
sometimes you run that misdirection and then the next play. But let's take a peek for the Tigers and their schedule coming up ahead. So hoping to get out of here with a W tonight at Murdock. Then next week on the road again at Narragansett. It's a Thursday game, Ben, a little bit different.
Well, Thursday night football.
Yeah, a little bit of action. And then they're going to take a peek at Nipmuc, Gardner, St. Paul's, a nice little home stretch. So as far as the eye can see, Ben, they have a pretty good shot at these. Quabbin is going to be, I don't know much about St. Paul's, but I imagine they have a pretty good shot at winning most of these games down the stretch.
Right. Right, I mean, they've already played Air Shirley once this year, and they beat them pretty handily, 21-0. Quabbin has never been a strong team, and I don't think St. Paul's is either. So those last 3 games, Lincoln, you might have 3 cupcakes. Who knows, though? We'll get to that point.
That's John Kelly, slow to get up 10. And then if the Tigers handle those games accordingly, then we're talking about playoffs. Playoffs, baby.
Playoffs? You're talking about playoffs?
And that's a whole different ballgame. It's been a while since this Tiger program has sniffed a playoff game. I believe the last time they were in it, me and you were suited up in the field.
Yeah. Fortunately, senior didn't have a chance to make the playoffs, but.
And now Ty up the middle again, swallowed up. I think you got to throw the ball now, Ben.
Yeah, you do. You know, you have that big play. Also, time's a ticking too. Murdock does rip a timeout with 33.5 to go. But yeah, Lincoln, they have that huge run down here to about the 3 or the 5, somewhere in that area. You had a closer view, Link.
Yeah, I was down to about the 5. They've lost 2 yards in 2 plays. It's obviously 4-down territory for the Blue Devils. So you got to think, okay, you got 2 plays here. Do I want to run pass, then run? Do I want to run, pass? What do you do, call, Ben? If you're the Murdock Blue Devils coach, you're in a timeout, you make the play call now.
Lincoln, you need to pass the ball twice, and here's why.
Okay.
Because you're down so far in this game. You haven't had much success running this ball, especially up the gut in between the tackles, which is what you got to do down here. And you got to take 2 shots at this thing. That is why you go for it twice here and pass the ball.
All right, I like it. I agree with you. You've ran the ball twice, it didn't work out.
You got to pass it twice. You know, you got to even things out a little bit here.
You got to just go, and you got to be bootleg. It's got to be bootleg, right? Because you just don't have the time. The pass rush is just in your mouth instantly.
Another thing I want to mention, they do have a freshman at QB, so you don't want him to force it and throw a pick here.
But they're going to go bootleg left, like I just said. Air it out to 22, tipped off, and incomplete.
Batted away, a little folly floater there. Didn't look like bad touch on the ball there by number 12, Liam Murphy. Brooks.
Looks like Brookie's been watching a little too much NFL to me, Ben.
A little celebrating there, but he is able to stick his hand in there.
As he puts his sword away.
That will bring up 4th down from the 7-yard line. They need 7.
Do you dare, with Murdock, do you dare go on 2? Do you try to get the Tigers to jump? Because I'm not sure if I trust some of these big boys not to get a little jittery for Murdock.
Yeah, I don't think you do, Lincoln. I think if you were to do it, you do it on that 3rd down right there. But because they didn't, I don't think they're doing it here. I don't know if they're quite enough disciplined.
All right, 42 seconds to go in the half. This is gut check time for the Blue Devils. Swing man out. It's going to be bootleg left again. He's got a shot, airs it out. Intercepted, it looks like, by Haggerty. Either way, it's a stop, but I think it was an interception.
I thought he might have snared it with one hand, but I wasn't sure if it touched the ground.
So with 20 seconds to go, it's got to be running time then, because ordinarily the clock stops on a turnover.
Yeah, pick or not. It's
so it looks like they're going to take it to the half.
Yeah.
And we will too. So, for those of you at home, get a drink, get a refreshment. There doesn't look like there's going to be a cheerleader show, so find some sort of other entertainment for 10
will
minutes.
do a little stimulation, you know, whatever works. But ladies and gentlemen, 46-0 here, and at Murdock High School in Winchton, Mass. We're going to be back with the third quarter in just a few moments, so we encourage you to stick with us here on LCTV. Thank you for listening. And welcome back into this LCTV broadcast of Littleton High School football. As the Tigers kick it off here, Murdock Blue Devils here at home. Takes the knee right where it is. Somewhere over there in the 35-yard line as me and Lincoln make our way over to the field here across the side. It's a game, if you're Littleton, that is. Now, on the Murdock side of things, it's been a little different. It's been the tale of one team here, hasn't it, Lincoln?
Absolutely, Ben. I can say it better myself. I mean, they're just running the ball down their throats, and there's nothing Murdock can do.
No, the last time Murdock had the ball, you thought they had some life. They get it all the way down here to the 3-yard line, and they're just unable to finish off the drive.
Yeah, they're sticking with the power run. They're flirting with the pistol a little bit here and there, but mostly in wing T.
Yep, that's been the way they've rolled, and they haven't really been keeping too many secrets with that. That's for sure. Ladies and gents, we just want to remind you, if you're just tuning in, just have a little patience with us. We're away from home right now, and their setup's a little different. There's a glass window between the camera and the scoreboard, so that's why it may appear just a little wonky, but you can still see the score, so it's all good.
Big run, absolutely swallowed by Teddy Hunt in on the tackle, and he looks over to the bench, strutting his stuff a little. He's doing a great job tonight. He's got, I think, 3 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion.
Yeah,
he's having a pretty good night for himself.
Looks like Alejandro and Branco have found themselves a couple of spots on the bench here, just kind of watching on.
Yeah, especially if you're nursing something, now's a good time. Come out in the power run again.
Short gain up the middle for Murdock. Crowd sounding as deflated.
That's going to bring up third down. Link, it looks like it's about 3rd down and 5.
Brooks getting a little extracurricular, and the Littleton coaches are laying into him a little bit. Now 3rd and 6.
Lincoln, up this much. We just want to be classy throughout this whole game.
Yeah, you got to be a class act here.
Good stick right there. Good stick right there by the Tigers to gang tackle him.
Yeah, absolute class acts. Now 4th and 5. You got to think they'll probably stay out there. What do you got to lose? Although there are gonna be some substitutions. Maybe they'll punt it away. Punter's averaging about 4.5 yards per punt.
I feel like at this point, if you're Murdock, you might as well run this like it's a regular game situation and try to get some nice, good reps out of this game. So I guess that's why they're most likely going to elect to punt here.
Yeah, stay with the principles.
You know, just stick to the game plan, even if you are down 46-0, you know?
Absolutely.
And the kids that are jumping on the spider in front.
Can't be any worse than the last punt.
Yeah, it's going to be Ben Dignan. Snares it with one hand and gets his best punt off of the night.
That's a boomer. Netted about 35-yard punt for the Blue Devils. That's the best part all night.
Yeah. Forces Teddy Hunt just to drop down and catch it, and that's all he's going to do is he's brought down at brings himself down at maybe about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like the snap was over his head. Beautiful job by the punter, a drop step.
Yeah,
get that foot behind him, get some hand on leather, and punt the thing away.
Mm-hmm.
bringing up a first and
So this half should go a little bit quicker with the running clock, but that doesn't mean we don't want to give a big shout out to the whole LCTV crew up there. Mark, Corey, Damon, and Betts doing all the nitties and gritties to keeping us on the air.
Right.
So
Right.
substitution for the Tigers. Teddy
thank
is
him
out.
enough.
Landon is out.
15 with the key.
And along with some other notable mentions on the offensive side of the ball, Brooks, Alejandro, 54, Liam Reedy, all these
Branco, as we
guys are,
mentioned. Haggerty as well.
yeah, taking a little bit good. And this is good for those second guys. I mean, you forget, Ben, there's not a JV program anymore. So these guys don't get chances to play, you know, the sport. They play football all year, but they haven't played a snap.
Right.
So now these games are good to, okay, let's see what some of these younger guys got them. And it gives them a turn to take a, you know, get on the field under the
Right.
lights, big moment.
Exactly, Link. I mean, we talked about this before when I believe they went up 30-0. The Tigers did. We said, hey, this is going to be a good opportunity for some guys who don't normally get in to make a play and maybe make a name for themselves. And also, why keep your, as Lincoln was alluding to, why keep your good players in there? Why risk it? Just take them out, give them a nice breather, save them for next week. It's just a win-win situation right now for the Tigers when you're up this much.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Ben.
Pick up of 5 yards, bringing up a 35 on the 40-yard line.
So with just under 6.5 remaining, 46-0, we want to thank you viewers right now for sticking with us through this game, staying on LCTV. We really appreciate that. Also want to shout out to these Littleton fans that are still here. You know, there's a sparse amount, but they're here and they're sticking it out.
Yeah, they came out, they traveled. Oh, bad snap, and they're going to get swallowed up. Oh, and
Low
brought
snap.
down.
Little extracurricular after the whistle, I thought, but
You know,
fine.
Ben, it's one thing to jump around after a sack when it's a close game. It's another thing to jump around when you're down 46 against a JV team.
yeah.
Yeah, and if you still have tennis balls, if you fire one on the ground,
Yeah, I mean, just
So
I
4th
get
and
it. He's
11.
trying to, be excited for his team, but at what point is it a bad look, Lincoln?
So 4th and 11. The Tigers might go for it here.
They're at least thinking about it.
Branco is their punter, so that could factor into the decision as well. You don't have necessarily a backup for that position. Next thing you know, Adam Zaff is telling you he can punt the ball and the thing's going into the parking lot.
Yeah, Link, I'll tell you once and I'll tell you again. My gut just did not like it from the get-go.
So the Tigers in a bit of a spread look. And they're going to quick kick it, quarterback punt.
It's a pretty good one.
Oh, and a beautiful
Tate.
bounce.
Tate lets it bounce past him, and the Tigers are going to down this one all the way
And
down.
about the 20. 25.
Tate, I mean, I thought that ball kind of took a weird hop on him, but it didn't look like he wanted any part of that, getting hit by some of these Tigers that are coming down the field. We also saw him shy away from hitting Teddy Hunt before he crossed the goal line.
You know what, Ben? It just wouldn't be right if we didn't do it again. You know what I'm thinking?
Yeah, absolutely, Lincoln. Absolutely. Gabby's Pizza, guys. They got subs. They got sandwiches. They got salads. They got pizza. They have it all.
And don't forget, 255 Central Street here in Winchington. They got soup, salads. Scan the QR code, guys. And a big thanks to our buddy Sam. He hooked us up tonight with some great pie. I'm stuffed. So scan that QR code, grab a late night snack, pie or two. Maybe have some friends and family over. But all right, back to the game, and the Devils are going to hand it up the middle. And it's going to be a nice little game, maybe five or six.
Looks like Littleton's sticking with most of their starters out there. I do see Brooks out there.
Man, who knows, Ben? If I know Carlo Ferrante, he probably wants to shut out.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right, Lincoln. He's got Keenan out there. He's still got Winchester.
And when your defense is firing It's just a tough thing to, you know, you never know when momentum can swing, and next thing you know, your defense can't stop nobody. So
At the same time, like, you don't want to risk any.
but then
injuries
again,
here.
here comes Brooks limping off.
Yeah.
So that's why
As
you
we
don't
mentioned
do
it, doesn't appear to be super serious.
First down.
Yeah, especially those tight formations, man.
Yeah, we talked about it before. It's very compact. People get tripped up.
People are stepping on you.
It can be awkward in
whether
there.
it's intentional, it feels intentional.
They just
and
flip it out there
wide
to
run to the
Khalid
left.
McKinney.
Coming up the left-hand side.
He's going to get a few, maybe two. Bring him up to about the 40-yard line. Going to bring up second down, about 2nd and 8.
Kind of slow momentum building drive here, the Blue Devils.
I mean, they're just looking for any positive things they can take in the next week, you know? As Lincoln gazes at the pines behind him.
Yo, I was just looking at some of these pine trees, man. They get covered in pitch.
Yeah. Yeah, they're probably out here sweeping the needles off before a meet. Although I'm not sure how much use this track gets.
Roll out to his left.
That ball's coming right over to us. Oh! 21 gets it right in the head.
Big play there by
younger guy.
Tigers, number 21.
Keeping his head in the game.
I was getting ready to catch that ball and run away with it, Ben.
Yeah. Yeah, you were saucing it up to the kids a little earlier, and they were enjoying a little 500. Gave the kid a jackpot, made his day. So, Lincoln, one thing we did learn before this game is that the parents actually take care of this field themselves. They take care of the upkeep. They got some greenskeepers over here, and they're all local.
The field does look good, though, Ben. I mean, it looks pretty awesome. I'd love to hop on it and take it for a spin myself.
It's a nice grass field. You don't see it all the time.
The lines are a little squirrely, but they look good. Drop back pass, they're taking a shot at him.
That ball looked like it was closer to Haggerty than it was the intended receiver, McKinney.
Yeah, it looks a little overthrown. And man, what a difference running time makes as 40 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, Lincoln, this is what happens when you're in Madden and you choose that chew clock feature, and that time just keeps on ticking.
Let's take another quick peek at the Tigers' schedule coming up ahead. We said that next week is a Thursday night game at Narragansett, 10-4. I believe it's a 7 o'clocker. And so the Tigers going to be looking to improve to 3-1 after that game. And looks like they're going to punt the ball away, but we're going to stay with the schedule. And then after that, they are a home game stand. Nipmuc and Gardner is going to be at Alumni Field. And then they have at St. Paul's down in Worcester. Then versus Quabbin at home. That's the last game of the year. That's also a Thursday. That's the last alumni game.
It's also Halloween night.
Oh, Ben, that's a spooky matchup waiting. To be honest with you, I don't love that because I kind of like just hanging out at my house on Halloween, but we're still going to come out here with you guys. Don't worry.
Absolutely, Lincoln. And we'll be back for some trick-or-treating nice and early, won't we?
Right over there, buddy.
So, Lincoln, are you
Hi, Mom.
are you at the age now where you're handing out the candy?
You know, to be honest with you, I don't do a lot of handing out.
You
That's
leave a
kind of
bowl?
my sister's thing.
Oh, okay.
She gets into it. I'm more kind of, there's a couple neighbors in the neighborhood, that have the big candy I like to hit.
Yeah.
My buddy Barrett, who lives across the street,
He's got king size.
He's king sizer all the way, So that's kind of what I do. I dabble in some of the big house candy. They're not going to give you a hard time if you don't show up in a costume, things like that.
Right.
But I'm not one to sit with a ball and hand out and fight with children about how many pizzas to take. That's more my mom and sister's game.
Yeah. Well, makes sense. I'm glad you got that insight, Lincoln. We've really been growing up fast lately. I remember dressing up in a costume. I remember dressing up as Tom Brady, and now look at us now, Lincoln.
We're getting a little chatter,
Little shout out here from the Littleton Tigers sideline, and it's
Fired up.
good to feel the support. They're definitely fired up after a good game like this one.
Yeah, anytime you get the sideline into it, it's a good one.
Yeah.
The Tigers offense gets swallowed up, and it looks like the Blue Devils down, grabbing at the leg.
Yeah, it's gonna be Alec Rodriguez, and he's grabbing the calf, so it looks like it might be a cramp.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a cramp down on the sideline. Big shout out to 44's family, Liam Reedy's family, Teddy Hunt's family, Brooks' family.
And Lincoln, not that we're the culprits or anything, but Littleton just got a little bit of yelling here from the coach.
Teddy Hunt.
We're just trying to get in here. We're trying to get a close view of this game. Clock is still a ticking, Lincoln, as we speak.
And
77. He's
so
trying
it
to get
is
off on his
second
own
and
power,
about
but
4.
very slow to get off the sideline. We hope he's all right. It doesn't look like it's a cramp. It looks a bit worse.
Good job, Alex.
And the clock is just melting off at this point with 10:13 to go in the 4th.
I mean, I'm a little surprised they kept it running during an injury, but it doesn't make
When
sense.
games like this, Ben.
Yeah, I guess everything kind of goes out the window a little bit. Littleton getting a little antsy. Looks like they might be having a talk with the refs. Seems like maybe the crew chief warned both sides. Maybe things are getting a little chippy.
Yeah, you just want to keep it clean at this point. Bad snap, quarterback keeper, makes a man miss, cuts back, hits a sideline. Oh, and he'll get the first.
Yeah, well, that's back to the line of scrimmage, but that's
about a 10-yard difference.
But nonetheless, Lincoln, good job by him to get back to the line.
Yeah, absolutely, and not so much a great job by the guy running the chain. Just kind of stood there, and looks like the chain got ran over by him. But
we did mention them before. They were volunteered last minute, so good for them on that. But this is certainly not their forte.
Yeah, definitely. They could have been like kind of my parents when they start to look for volunteers for things like that. They just kind of
turn the other way. Yeah.
Oh, the old get out of town special.
Yeah.
And handoff up the middle, and swallowed up. To be fair, my family didn't have a clue what was going on, so a little bit of an excuse, but still, nonetheless.
Right.
So 4th and about 10 for the Tigers here. They'll probably punt it, I would think. 8:20 to go. Big difference in this second half.
I think they're going to keep the offense out here, Lincoln. Unless they do one of those quick punts again, which is definitely something they could do.
And it's possible. It's the only thing they've practiced.
I think they are going to do that short kick, but you can never be too certain. I think that's what they're doing.
They just backed up a little bit. Looks like they're going to kick it. And they do almost pump, but a wobbler. And it's going to check up the 38-yard line.
And I'm surprised Murdock got that close to the ball there. They almost
it almost
touched
looked like
it.
he was trying to catch it going away from it.
Yeah.
But an injury out for Murdock.
That's Tate on the ground, slow to get up.
Tate slow to get up. Is he hurt? Is it frustration? You don't really know.
Maybe a mix of the two, possibly.
Sometimes you just get to this point after you get stomped on, and then your calf starts to go. It's just like you're just done with it. You're over it. Can't say it happened to me, but.
All right, Lincoln, this is going to bring us, we're just about 7 minutes to go in the 4th, and this is going to bring us to the next segment of the show, which is going to be Palmer's Playbook. Now, Lincoln, with a huge defensive series coming up for the Tigers, what do you What are you calling here on first down?
So I'm going slot right, gun to Z, cross, shallow 2 on 1.
Okay, the problem is we're on defense right now, so give me a defensive call.
Couple subs in. You got big old 72 on the line, and he looks like he could stuff the run. I'm going, Ben. I'm going
Blitz him,
man
baby.
blitz 0, meaning we're sending everybody but the safeties. Against this power run, you just need bodies.
Breaks it out for a gain of maybe 6 or 7.
29 with the ball carry.
Now the thing is, as big as 72 is, and I'd love to say his name, but like I said, we don't have the Littleton Tiger sheet. That's on me and Ben. We apologize for that. But even if you want to stuff the run, you got to stay low. Even if you're a big boy like myself and you were, Ben, if you stand up, you're just going to get bulldozed over,
Right. You know, there's something that Ferrante always drilled into us, and Lynn for that matter. The low man always wins, Lincoln.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's all about getting that pad leverage, getting your pads up and in there, getting that leverage.
Stout defense for the Tigers. Flip pass.
Quick recovery by Murphy.
A little bit of a block on the back, but they'll let him play. Ball might have been out, but they're going to give it to the Blue Devils.
Yeah, it looks like he did fumble that ball, and then he fell right back on it. Lucky for him.
He had knocked out of bounds in about 30.
It's going to bring up third and a very long 2, maybe 2.5.
Looks like Haggerty's going to get some defensive reps.
You know, Haggerty's a guy I feel like we've just seen more and more of as the season goes on. He's made a couple big hits on defense that I recall, Lincoln.
Going up the middle. Does he have enough?
Yeah, he just threw that guy to the ground and got in on the tackle. Especially in a game like this, Ben, you want to blow that whistle kind of right away. There's no sense of that pushing and shoving with the big piles. I mean, that's how people really get hurt.
Right, exactly.
The problem is you get trapped and, you know,
You get
your legs
up.
get stuck and then somebody lands on them and your body's going one way because there's a whole pile of people. And
Well, that second attempt made it good for the first down.
you know, Ben, this has been a good, big old 72. He's maybe had a little too much water in him that when he got into the game, he
A little overhydration.
overhydrated might be the word for it. Good for him, though, getting after it, getting some snaps in.
Yeah, he just about bent over and let it rip over. Lincoln, I think they really want this shutout because Ferrante has been persistent keeping some of these ones out on the field.
Yeah, the first D is still out there. There's been a couple minor substitutions. I mean, Brooks is out because he's got the ankle that he came off the sideline with, so you hope that's not long term. You hope that's just maybe you can skip a Tuesday, Wednesday practice, get in for a walkthrough Friday. First and 10, Ferrante wants this shutout. Let's see what he can dial up for the Tigers defense with 3:17 to go in the game. And timeout
Timeout. Littleton.
via the Tigers. Ferrante didn't like the look.
So, I mean, Littleton means business.
It could be that he just wants to burn more time on the running clock. Kind of a Ferrante move.
Yeah.
Also known as could be Bush League.
I mean,
They're in the Venn diagram in the middle.
they call it a timeout, but in this situation, I'm not sure how much time
Is out.
is out. But the clock is still churning. We want to remind you, last game, no 2-minute warnings. So this clock is going to run right on through. Tigers trying to still figure out some personnel here. It looks like 72's coming back. Oh, they're going to hold him off.
That's the worst. That's the worst, Ben, when your name gets called and maybe you weren't ready to
You're
go.
riled up.
And you're riled up, you're getting over to the sideline, and the next thing you know, somebody filled your spot.
Yeah, they put the hand up and say, stop right there. Nope, we don't need you anymore. You missed the
weren't
train.
helmet on. That was always a Lynn rule, no matter who you were, when you were.
Another timeout called.
By the Tigers. Can you call 2 consecutive timeouts?
I didn't think you could call 2 timeouts in a row. But maybe in this situation, because the clock's still running, I do not know. We're still yet to get an announcement over the loudspeaker, so I think there is some general confusion still.
Who knows? Maybe it was Ferrante, a defensive mastermind.
Yeah, Link, I mean, it ain't the classy way, but that's one way to get a shutout.
It reminds me of when Belichick was playing against the Jets and they took the timeout for like the false start to run the clock down.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then later that year, Tennessee did it to us in the playoffs and we lost. But anyways, enough about meddling in the past. Less than a minute to go. 1st and 10. Blue Devils roll out right, cut back up the middle, and trucks them down for a gain of 6.
Yeah, they're still sticking to this run.
This is, if I'm the Blue Devils, I'm in hurry-up offense. I want to see if we can put something on these stingy Tigers. But it looks like they're going to kick a couple subs in and out and get a couple guys some blows here.
Lincoln, that play was so good, it faked out our camera guy.
And probably the last play of the game. Drop back pass, all go. He got him in. Intercepted.
And what a fitting way to end it.
For the Tigers. They get the shutout.
Ferrante still yet to crack a smile.
Oh,
no.
2 guys just collided and he's rolling on the ground.
I think he might have got hit where the sun don't shine, but that's just a speculation.
Thank you for showing up.
All right, here come the handshakes. Let's give Ben a couple more big shout-outs. LCTV, everybody up in the booth, doing the nitties and the gritties so we can be down here having a blast. Mark Corey, Damon and Betts on the camera. They do a great job week in and week out. Also, Ben, take me to what I'm about to say, because you know it.
We just want to remind you guys, Gabby's Pizza, it's the place to be, all right? And happily, I'm so happy they sponsored us today, Lincoln. They're on 255 Central Street, all right, in Winchton. They have a wide selection, pizzas, calzones, subs, soups, salads, and even more, Lincoln. Gabby's Pizza, it's where it's at, basically is what I'm saying. But scan the QR code, check out their menu, order a late night snack to celebrate this Tiger win.
Ben, real quick, out of 10, what's the pizza rate? 3, 2, 1.
8.2.
8.2, I was going to go with 8.4, but we'll meet in the middle, 8.3. Great pie,
8.3.
guys. Go check it out. And Ben, wrap it up for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, for Lincoln Palmer, my name is Ben Stormwind. We're strutting off the field here in Winchton, Mass. Your Tigers take this one. Huge win, 46-0.
Coming off Tiger Mountain.
Catch us next week, Thursday game against Narragansett. That's going to be at Narragansett. That should be a good game. Check us out on LCTV. Ladies and gentlemen, signing out. Have a good one.